Good day, sir. Today I will make my video discussion about the task that you're given to us, which is what is marine environment, what are the major sources of marine pollution, and also the MARPOL Convention and the MARPOL Annex 1 up to 6. So now, what is marine environment? So marine environment means the physical, atmospheric, and biological components, condition, and factors that interactively determine the productivity, state, condition, and quality of the marine ecosystem. These include the waters of high seas, the contiguous zone, transitional and intertidal areas, salt marshes, and the wetland within the coastal zone and on the OCS. The marine environment means the sea, coast, beach, seabed, and water masses, and environmental resources. So environmental resources means natural occurring or natural biotic and abiotic component, which can include one or more species, biotypes, and habitats in marine environment. So the second question is, what are the major source of pollution and its impact? Hazard to human, animals, and shipping industry. So pollution, any inconvenience or damage caused by human activities to humans, plants, animals, and to our environment as whole by spreading compounds to air, water, or land. So the main source marine pollution in land-based sources, by product runoff from agricultural pesticides and herbicides, influence discharge from urban areas, exploration and exploitation activities. In shipping and marine industry, collision, grounding, or accidental discharge, operational discharge tank, washing ballasting or deballasting machinery space discharge docking. So the increased concentration of chemicals such as nitrogen and phosphorus in the coastal ocean promotes the growth of algal blooms, which can be toxic to wildlife and harmful to humans. The negative effects on health and environment caused by algal blooms hurt local fishing and tourism industry. Also, pollution does not affect marine life and their environment. It also affect mankind. If humans are exposed to these toxic chemicals for a long period of time, then this can be result in dangerous health, which include hormonal issues, reproductive issues, and damage to our nervous system and kidneys. So be responsible enough. And the last question is, explain the MARPOL Convention, history when it was adopted, into force, and its objective, including all the regulation of MARPOL Annex 1 to Annex 6. So, International Conventions of Maritime of the Prevention of Pollution from Ships. In 1973, as modified by protocols of 1978, is one of the most important international organizations which an objective to minimize pollution of oceans and seas, including dumping, oil, and air pollution. The original MARPOL signed on September 17, 1973, but did not came into force at the signing date. The current convention is a combination of 1973 convention and 1973 protocol, which entered into force on 2nd of October 1983. As of January 2018, 156 states are parties to convention, being flag states of 99.42% of the world's shipping tonnage. All ship flag under countries that are signatories to MARPOL are subject its requirements, regardless of where they sail. A member nation are responsible for vessel registered on their national ship registry. So now let's move on to Annex 1. So MARPOL Annex 1 came into force on 2nd October 1983 and deals with the discharge of oil into ocean environment. It incorporates the oil discharge criteria prescribed in the 1969 amendments of the 1954 International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution of the Sea by Oil. It specifies tankers design features that are intended to minimize oil discharge into the ocean during ship operation and in case of accidents. It provides regulation with regard to the treatment of engine room ledge water, or OWS, for all large commercial vessel and ballast and tanks cleaning waste, or ODME. It also introduced the concept of special sea areas, which are considered to be at risk of pollution by oil. Discharge of oil within them has been completely outlawed, with a few minimal exemptions. So that is in Annex 1. So now is Annex 2. So MARPOL Annex 2 came into force on 2nd of October 1983. It details the discharge criteria for the elimination of pollution by noxious liquid substances carried in large quantities. It divides substances into the introduction, detailed operational standards and measures. The discharge of pollutant is allowed only the reception facilities credited with a certain concentration and conditions. No matter what, no discharge of residues containing pollutant is permitted within 12 nautical miles, or 22 kilometers, and the nearest land. Restriction applied to special areas. Also, Annex 2 covered the International Biochemical Code, or IBC code, in conjunction with Chapter 7 of the SOLAS Convention. Previously, chemical tankers constructed before 1st of July 1986 must comply with the requirements of the code for the construction of equipment of ships carrying dangerous chemical in bulk, or BCH code. So now let's move on to Annex 3. So MARPOL Annex 3 came into force on 1st on January 1992. It contains general requirements for the standards of packing, marking, labeling, documentation, stowage, quantity subtraction, division, notification for preventing pollution by harmful substances. The annex is in line which has been expanded to include marine pollution. The amendments entered into force on 1st of January 1991. In Annex 4, MARPOL Annex 4 came into force on 27 of September 2003. It introduced requirements to control pollution of the sea by sewage from ships. And now is Annex 5, MARPOL Annex 5, regulation for the prevention of pollution by garbage from ships. Came into force on 31 of December 1988. It specifies the distance from land in which materials may be disposed of, and subdivide different types of garbage and marine debris. The requirements are much restricted of number of special areas, but perhaps the most permanent of these annex is the complete ban of dumping plastic into ocean. So now the last annex is Annex 6. So MARPOL Annex 6 came into force on 19 of May 2005. It introduced requirements to regulate the air pollution being emitted by ships, including the emission of ozone depleting substances, nitrogen oxide, sulfur oxide, volatile organic compounds, and shipboard incineration. It also established the requirements for reception facilities for waste from exhaust gas cleaning system, incinerators, fuel oil quality, offshore platform and drilling rigs, and the establishment of sulfur emission control areas. So that's all my discussion about this topic. Thank you, sir.